Okay, we're going to start off by adding these polynomials. Here we have x to the fourth minus 3x cubed plus 2x minus 1. And in this one, we also have four terms. We have 2x to the fourth minus 3x squared minus 2x plus 1. This one we have a cube power, and in this one we have a square power. Whereas we don't have a square here, we don't have a cube here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to line these up, and then we're going to compensate for that by adding a 0 for a coefficient. So let's start by lining these up horizontally. So x to the fourth minus 3x cubed. Where we don't have the term, we're going to put a 0 for our coefficient here. And then we'll continue writing. Plus 2x minus 1. And then we're adding this, and then 2x to the fourth minus, so we don't have a cube term there, so we're going to say plus 0x cubed, and then continue going down. The reason why we're putting a 0, you don't have to, you can leave it blank, but the 0 can just help you. That way, 0 times anything is 0, so you're not changing the value of these polynomials at all. Well, you also know that you can put a 1 right there if you needed to whenever you have just x. So x to the fourth plus 2x to the fourth gives you 3x to the fourth. Negative 3 plus 0 is negative 3x cubed. 0 plus negative 3, that gives you negative 3x squared. 2 plus negative 2, okay, so that's going to give you 0. So we're not even going to write that, okay. Writing 0x, we only do it here to line up our terms, but you don't actually write the 0x. And then negative 1 plus 1, well, you're not going to write that either. So this is our answer. And they all have a coefficient of 3. I did not realize that when I was writing that, but 3x to the fourth minus 3x cubed minus 3x squared. So that's for addition. For subtraction, okay, we can look at this as well. We have a cube term here. We don't have a cube term here. So we're this is two terms we need to consider. So so we don't have that there. We have an x squared, x, and x, and then the 1 and the negative 3. So let's start by writing these out, lining these terms up. So we have a 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus x plus 1. And then another thing that you can do when you're subtracting is you could say, I'm going to make this plus and then negative 1. So you're just adding the negatives if you want to. So you could say instead negative 1 times, so you're going to add here. And negative 1 times 2 is, oh, let's put our 0 here. 0x cubed. And then negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x squared. Negative 1 times x is negative x. And then negative 1 times negative 3 is positive 3. So that's using your rules of same, change, and it's also using your negative rules, your negative times positive rules. So 2 plus 0 is 2, so 2x cubed. Negative 3 plus negative 2 is going to give you negative 5x squared. Negative 1, if you want to write negative 1 plus negative 1 gives you negative 2x. And then 1 plus 3 gives you 4. Now, if you did not want to do the subtraction, I'll write this out just a little bit smaller for space. Minus 3x squared minus x plus 1. And then remember, this was a subtraction here. Okay? Forget that part. So this would be minus and then all this in here. So this would be 0x cubed minus 2x. That'll be a positive 2x. And then plus x minus 3. So when we do this, we're going to do this, we're going to still do the same thing. So 2 minus 0 is 2, so we're going to get 2x cubed. So negative 3 minus positive 2. So up here you say negative 3 minus 2. That's how you get the negative 5. Negative 5x squared. It's supposed to be a square right there. And then here you get negative x minus x. So it's like basically saying negative 1 minus 1. Using same change, you're going to get negative 2x. And then 1 minus negative 3. Same change again. You're going to get plus 4. So when you do that, these two answers are identical. It's just you're still doing the same thing. Is sometimes people find that making this plus and then multiplying the entire polynomial by negative 1 just makes things a lot simpler, because it's just easier to add the numbers than it is to have to use your rules for subtracting negatives or subtracting with negatives. I hope this was helpful.